Vietnam is one of Southeast Asia's most popular tourist destinations, and it's simple to see why. It has fantastic food, one of my favorite foods in the world, it's affordable, and it has some of the most beautiful scenery you'll ever see in Asia, which is what we'll be talking about today. Many tourists' bucket lists include Vietnam, with its towering metropolises, idyllic islands, and vast national parks, not to mention legendary cuisine. The country's highlights are numerous, however there are a few places that must be seen. The following is a list of the best locations to visit in Vietnam. Number 1, Halong Bay. Halong Bay's karst seascape is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the top sites in the world to visit for breathtaking sea vistas. Thousands of limestone islands, worn into jagged pinnacles by wind and sea over millennia, nestle within this harbor in the Gulf of Tonkin. This is great cruising country, as the bay's splendor is best appreciated by boat. To enjoy Halong Bay's renowned sights, book at least an overnight vacation. A day trip would not suffice. Number 2. Ho Chi Minh City. The streets are clogged with motorcycles and cars, the restaurant and cafes scene is vibrant, and the shopping is among the best in the country. Dong Quoc, the city's heart, is a small but well-connected central neighborhood that houses the majority of the city's attractions. The HCMC Museum, which houses a fantastic collection of items that tells the city's narrative, and the magnificent Notre Dame Cathedral, which was built in the late 1800s, are both located here. Visit the Jade Emperor Pagoda, which has a brilliant collection of Buddhist and Taoist religious art, and the historic area of Dachau nearby for some of the best remaining specimens of the city's French colonial architecture. Number 3, Hue. The Imperial Enclosure is a massive complex built within 2.5 kilometers of walls that sits along the banks of the beautiful Perfume River. The beautiful Go Mon Gate, the Tai Hua Palace with its finely lacquered interior detailing, the Dinh Tho residence, where the Queen Mothers would live, and the Halls of Mandarins with its intact ceiling murals are all worth seeing when walking the grounds. A riverboat tour on the Perfume River is one of the most pleasant methods to see a collection of outlying locations. If you don't have much time, the Tomb of Tu Doc is the best place to go, and the Thien Mu Pagoda, with its 21-meter-high tower, is the most important pagoda in the area. Number 4. Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park. Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park, a stunning karst mountain formation honeycombed with large caves and home to superb stalactite and stalagmite displays, is one of the greatest sites to visit in Vietnam for caving. The Paradise Cave, which stretches for 31 kilometers beneath the ground, is the park's most popular attraction. The vast caverns are incredibly breathtaking. Tu Lan Cave is a wet cave, which means you can swim across the cave system's river. The Phong Nha Caves, whose interior is only accessible by boat, are another popular tour. Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park is accessible from Sun Track. My Son is a destroyed Cham era temple city from the 4th century, surrounded by lush jungle-covered mountains. Around the 7th to 10th centuries, this ancient Hindu holy center was still in operation, and it was only in complete decline and abandonment during the 13th century. Around 20 temple structures remain, all constructed of brick or sandstone blocks and displaying interesting influences from various Asian empires, including Indian and Malay. Group B contains the oldest temples, whereas Group A once housed the site's most important monument before being deliberately destroyed by U.S. forces during the Vietnam War. Access to My Son is from Hoi An, and there is a fine museum on site with ample of information. Number 6. Hoi An. Hoi An is the most atmospheric city in Vietnam, with much of antique buildings still standing. The Old Town area is a delight to explore, with well-preserved merchant buildings dating back to Hoi An's 15th century trading hub heyday, when the town was a significant meeting point for Japanese and Chinese merchants who flocked here for the native silks. Many of the historic merchant houses have been opened to the public, allowing visitors to get a feel for the era. Tan Ky House, built in the 17th century and featuring outstanding architectural and ornamental characteristics, is the best. The charming Japanese bridge at the western end of Tran Phu Street is Hoi An's most famous landmark, while nearby, number 7. Sapa countryside. The lush rice field region surrounding Sapa is framed by the rugged peaks of the Hoang Lin Mountains, also known as the Tonkinese Alps during the French colonial era. The Hmong, Zay, and Red Zhao people live in the deep valleys, while the undulating hills are planted with rice crops and overlooked by the country's tallest peak, Phansapan Mountain. Sapa is the major base here, a historic hill outpost that has been transformed into a bustling and ever-expanding tourist destination that stands in stark contrast to the lush, quiet landscape immediately on its doorstep. Number 8. Hanoi. Vietnam's capital is the country's frantic beating heart, a location that both befuddles and attracts visitors. For some people, the motorbike chaos, smog, and continual clamor of street vendors can be overwhelming, but if you want to immerse yourself in Vietnamese city life, Hanoi is the place to go. The Old Town section is full of decaying beauty, and history buffs should come here just to visit the plethora of good museums. The Vietnam Museum of Ethnology and the Vietnam Fine Art Museum are excellent introductions to the country's rich art, while the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum is a fitting memorial to the country's founder. Number 9. Nha Trang. Nha Trang is the king of sand in Vietnam. The well-kept beach stretches for 6 kilometers along the central Nha Trang city waterfront and is busy with local families on vacation as well as foreign visitors during the summer. The swimming is superb, with designated swimming sections and manicured lounging areas, making this a terrific alternative for relaxed days in the sun and sand. If you get tired of sunbathing, head north across the Zong Bong Bridge to the historic Po Nagar Chom Towers, which have been utilized as a place of prayer since at least the 7th century, with some historians saying the site itself has been a place of active worship since much earlier. Number 10. Cu Kai Tunnels. The Cu Kai Tunnels are an extensive tunnel network that stretched for more than 250 kilometers during the war, allowing VC troops to operate and communicate in the area surrounding Ho Chi Minh City. They are an absolutely fascinating experience for all travelers, not just those interested in Vietnam's modern military history. 2 brief sections of the network can be visited with a guide who will lead you down into the dark, cramped spaces that are not suitable for claustrophobia sufferers. Some points will require you to crawl on your hands and knees. The tunnels are accessible from Ben Din Village, the more popular option, or Ben Duoc Village. From north to south, these are the top 10 locations to visit in Vietnam. What are your thoughts on these locations? Are you planning a trip to Vietnam anytime soon? If you love this video, please leave them in the comments section below. Subscribe to this channel and let's do this together.